All right, we're back. Our image is a great one. It's just as our background, it's busy, but as like on the YouTube, it looked really good. We got a couple of coaching legends that we'll have on today. We've had both these guys on before separately. We're gonna bring them on together, have a little panel going, talking some football. I mean, there's so much to talk in football. It's like wild. So instead of me and Coach D talking to nobody on our own on the phones, we're going to get to talking with two of the greats of football, Coach Tony Demeo and Coach DJ Nimphius. So without further ado, let's bring both these gentlemen on here. Coaches, how's everything going today?
It's good morning.
It's going good. I have a thing in the middle of the screen that says
You just got to hit. You got it.
Tony, did we already lose you already? I mean, that's what happens when you have the heavenly background, I guess. Tony, I don't know if you're there. You might have to like come back on here. I'll bring Tony back off and let him come back on as soon as he gets all fixed there. But Coach, first of all, it's great to have you back on. What are you doing with your illustrious spring right now? Are you coaching at all? Or?
No, I'm not. It's just off-season stuff for football.
Nice, a little time off.
I guess. I mean, I get bored real quickly,
Yep.
But I knew what I didn't want to do in the spring. I think it's when as you go on, you know what you don't want to do more than you do what you do want to do. So that's really how the spring's been going. And we're down to under 9 weeks until we can get on the field with the kids. And I know people think that's overkill, but I look forward to it. And I think we do it the right way. And it can get out of control, but we get an opportunity to be on the field June 10th. But so does every other sport. So we have to be careful how much we're tugging the kids. I think that's a big point. And it gets on you really fast, really quickly. So yeah.
I'm going to bring my son up to see you.
Oh, are you?
Yes, because I'm got to figure out. So I'll wait till the summer when you're kind of But he so we do. I don't know if I told you this, but we have we have that 7-on-7 club, the Beast, but we have it all the way down to 8U, and they've been playing, and so we run. You'll laugh, but they run it. We run a lot of the mesh concepts, and we run. I mean, a lot of like Mike Leach kind of type stuff, in 7-on-7, the vertical concepts, comebacks, mesh concepts. And he plays mostly Q, although he's a heck of a receiver. So I don't know if like, cause we let him play a little bit, we use 2 QBs. So he's the one guy and there's another guy that plays QB too. And he'll go and line up at receiver. So he's got pretty darn good hands. So I don't know, like, he's our quarterback for our youth team, but I have to let him get out there and go play some wide receiver because he's like, hey, can I go run some routes? So I'm like, hey, because Derek knows, as obviously seen him over the years. He's long. He's long, complete opposite. Well, I would say opposite build of me, but like I'm more like stockier built guy, exploding guy, and he's like a long, rangy person.
Right.
So I want to bring him up with you because he thinks he's Patrick Mahomes. So yes, so he likes to he wants to he throws and listen to me, but he's like, why can't I throw from this arm angle and this arm angle? He's like, why can't I throw the bubble like this? Because you see Patrick go from the side. I said you can. I said, but I don't think you have a guy rushing up the field that fast. They have to get it around them. So.
Yeah, I see that with the kids, and I don't know. Years ago, I kind of came to the conclusion that you want the kid to be fundamentally sound within their own anatomy, and it's not exactly what you may like, but if you're looking at the things, does the ball get out and is the ball accurate? And Bill Walsh used to say that you can't teach accuracy. So when a kid's accurate, I think I don't know if I totally agree with that, but I think if a kid's accurate, you're careful of it. But what they see on TV now is
exactly. It's all what they see on Sunday. It's brutal.
Yeah, it was what but at the same time, we have to advance ourselves. I think coaching
absolutely
that. That's all. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, and he's very accurate. He's got a very good and he like listens well. So like yesterday, one of the guys who helps me out, who's an assistant, he played pro baseball. He was a pitcher.
okay.
Played. I think he was up to triple. I don't think he ever quite maybe went. He was in a Cardinals organization for a long time. But I said, hey, listen, my son pitches. And he gave me the greatest tip, like, because I can't get him to, because he throws the baseball pitching like he's throwing a football, the same style. But obviously, when you pitch, you've got to come through more, right? You really got to come all the way through. So he told him, he said, tell him it's like taking money off the ground. So I never even it's amazing when you talk to somebody that has an expertise in something. And he was a pitcher, obviously at the pro level, pitched at the pro level, and I went out with him and I said, listen, coach gave me a tip. I said, you want to try it? He said, yeah. He starts doing it, the taking money off the ground thing. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable how one tip that a kid can relate to can make all the difference. So he went just in one little session when we were throwing with each other. He went from being an accurate pitcher, but he was throwing it like he was throwing a football. He wasn't getting everything into it. All of a sudden, he's throwing gas, and he's like, "Oh my God!" I said, that's why you want to talk to people who know what they're talking about. Right. Because
then why do you want them to come see me?
Well, I want them to come see you because you're
All right, whatever this guy tells you, don't do it. All right. My life is a bad example.
Tony, coach is welcome. Welcome back. I guess less illumination was better.
No, what happened was a thing came on that said I had to get the StreamYard app. Oh. And that's what I did. Otherwise, I couldn't get on anymore. I went off.
All right. Well, we worked it out. Now you're good to go. You still look great.
Yeah, I'm still illuminated.
You're still somewhat illuminated. We don't have to. Yeah, we don't have to put the the angel crown on you yet. But well, for the guests, just to give quick background, if they didn't watch our other two podcasts, these were two of the most exciting podcasters we had on, where both me and Coach D obviously learned a ton, but probably were in tears laughing as much as we were learning, which we find great. Not every other football guy in the world finds it great, but we find it great because you got to have some enjoyment in this sport as so much there is in there. There's so many things going on in football. But a little quick background. I'll start with Coach Nimphius. 9 state championships, because I originally had 8 and I was incorrect on that. It was not 9 state championships that he's won as a high school coach. Riverdale High School is where he's at now. He's won a bunch there. Was at Glen Rock High School as a legendary offensive coordinator. That's where I got to know him. I got to know him from track and DJ, long before he was at Glen Rock. I used to see him when I was in high school. I said, who's that crazy guy running back and forth? This is when you had Paul Foxon, and he was running those 800. I hear you yelling the splits. And DJ was a young guy back then, although still in the same exact physical condition. You know what I mean?
I got a few more pounds now, but that's okay.
A few, meaning maybe 10. You didn't add 50 like I did. So you're
75.
Pretty good shape. But at Glen Rock, they, as an offensive coordinator, really took off. And he, as amazing as he is as a football coach, I say this all the time, and I don't think too many people would argue with me. He was in maybe even better track coach. So he's won 9 state championships. As a football coach. Track, I don't even know if I could count his state championships. It's definitely above 10. And he was Glen Rock's girls track coach for a long time and had numerous